Hey there, welcome to this video all about social media. In case you're not familiar, social media is essentially a way for people to connect and share information online. But today, we're going to dive deeper and explore the impact it has on our daily lives, both good and bad. So why are we talking about social media? Well, it's become such a huge part of our lives, it's hard to ignore it. From keeping in touch with friends and family to promoting businesses, social media has become an integral part of our society. Throughout this video, we'll be covering a variety of topics related to social media. We'll take a look at the history of social media, how it's changed over the years, the pros and cons of using social media, and some tips on how to use it effectively. But before we dive into all that, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Name, and I've been working in the social media industry for over a number of years. I've seen firsthand how social media has evolved, and the impact it's had on people's lives. So, if you're ready to learn more about social media and how it affects our daily lives, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Let's get started. As much as social media has brought us closer together, it's also brought about a new type of anxiety and depression. You see, it's all too easy to compare ourselves to others online. We see the highlight reels of others' lives and start to feel like we're not doing enough. This can lead to FOMO, or fear of missing out, and feelings of inadequacy. But it doesn't stop there. Cyberbullying has become an all-too-common occurrence on social media, and its effects on mental health are devastating. Studies have shown that cyberbullying victims are more likely to experience depression and anxiety. And the numbers don't lie. A survey conducted by the Royal Society for Public Health found that social media use is linked to increased rates of anxiety, depression, and poor sleep. Another study found that users who spent more than 2 hours a day on social media were more likely to report poor mental health. So while social media has its benefits, we can't ignore the impact it can have on our mental health. It's important to take breaks from social media, to not compare ourselves to others, and to speak out against cyberbullying. Let's use social media for good, not harm. As we dive deeper into the influence of social media on our self-worth and perceptions of beauty, success, and happiness, it's important to recognize the ways in which it can distort our view of reality. With filters, editing tools, and carefully curated feeds, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to the highlight reels of others. But what we must remember is that what we see on social media is often not an accurate portrayal of real life. Social media can also lead to a constant need for validation. With likes, comments, and followers, it's easy to get caught up in the numbers game. But the truth is, our self-worth should not be determined by the number of likes we get on a post. It's important to find validation and happiness within ourselves, rather than seeking it from external sources. Unfortunately, social media can also contribute to a culture of comparison and competition. With the constant bombardment of perfect bodies, perfect lifestyles, and perfect relationships, it's easy to feel like we're not measuring up. But the reality is, we're all on our own unique journeys, and we should celebrate our individual successes and accomplishments, rather than comparing ourselves to others. Research has shown that social media can have a negative impact on our mental health and well-being. It's important to recognize the ways in which it can affect us, and take steps to manage our social media use in a healthy way. This could mean limiting our time on the platform, unfollowing accounts that make us feel bad about ourselves, or taking a break altogether. So next time you find yourself scrolling through social media, remember that what you see is not always an accurate reflection of reality. Find validation and happiness within yourself, and celebrate your own unique journey. Now let's dive into the impact of social media on our relationships and social interactions. It's no secret that social media has changed the way we interact with others. It's made it easier to connect with people across the globe. But at what cost? One of the ways social media can impact our ability to form meaningful connections with others is by creating a false sense of intimacy. We may have thousands of friends or followers online, but how many of them do we actually know on a deep level? Additionally, social media can contribute to a lack of empathy and understanding. We may see posts or comments that we disagree with, and immediately jump to judgment, or attack the person behind them without taking the time to understand their perspective. And let's not forget about the ways in which social media can lead to a superficial understanding of others. We may base our opinions of someone solely on their online presence, without taking into account the many complexities and nuances that make up a person's identity. But don't just take my word for it. There are countless anecdotes and case studies that support these claims. For example, studies have shown that too much social media use can lead to increased feelings of anxiety and depression. And who hasn't heard of a relationship ending because of something that was posted online? So, as we continue to navigate the ever-changing landscape of social media, let's remember to approach our online interactions with a healthy dose of skepticism and a willingness to truly get to know the people behind the profiles. As we wrap up this video, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've discussed the impact of social media on our mental health and how it can affect our relationships, productivity, and overall well-being. It's important to recognize the role social media plays in our lives and to take steps to manage our usage. If you're struggling with the negative effects of social media, know that you're not alone. There are resources available to help you, such as counseling services and support groups. Don't be afraid to reach out for help if you need it. Before we go, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question. How can you use social media in a way that enhances your life rather than detracts from it? Take some time to reflect on this and consider making changes to your social media habits if necessary. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.